Hi Metspa owners, today I want to touch upon how to create an ad in under less than 10 minutes. Now before we do that and break your existing beliefs that you need to have some marketing agency that's working for you, that you cannot do it yourself, I just wanted to say 95% of the performance of the ad is not going to come down to button pushing, okay? Because the Facebook algorithms are already perfectly fine and they have reached a really high level that they're able to show the ads to the people who really want to see them, right? Now 95% of it really comes down to how well structured and how eye-catching your creative is, right? You want to make sure that your creative really resonates with your target audience, as well as is very eye-catching and makes the user stop scrolling. Now, with that said, let's dive straight into the campaign. We're going to click on create, click on leads because we're going to need the instant form, continue, manual leads campaign, and dive straight into it. Now, you can name your campaign anything you want. I will just name it pretty random and generic name. And afterwards, I want you to first turn off those three categories. That's not going to matter for now. You're going to directly go onto the ad set and go to next, right? And your ad set, you can just name it version 1. And now the important part is that you want to select instant forms for conversion purposes. What that essentially means is that when a prospect or a potential customer, they're interested in your product, they click on your ads, and the moment they click on your ads, they'll direct it to a form where they can fill out their phone number, email address, as well as full name, right? And now that you have their information and you know that they're interested in your product, you can reach out to them via phone call, SMS sequence, and also having them in an email blast campaign to nurture them over the long term and to get them to buy your services, not on the first day, but also later down the line. Now, I just wanted to let you know how important it is to reach your leads as soon as possible. Don't wait 3-4 hours or even a day later to contact them, because when they click on the ad, their buying intent and their interest level is the highest. So we want to capitalize on that and definitely reach out to them as soon as possible. We'll get to the method that works best for reaching out to them instantly later down the video. But now I just wanted to say that your Facebook page and Instagram should be connected, and instant forms, right? Check that you have that selected. Oh, let's move that here and go down. Now the performance goal is to maximize the number of leads. Now don't click on the other goals, maximize number of conversion leads. That's for more advanced people who already set up their Facebook pixels. So what that means is that Facebook is able to track the different types of conversion events when they're not on Facebook. So for instance, if somebody purchased something on your website, Facebook would know about it via the Facebook pixel method. Now let's go down to cost per result. You can just leave that empty for now. That's not that important. And if you see anything like this, optimize this ad set for high quality leads. This is also not that important right now because you're just starting out. So let's not worry about that currently. Let's get the foundations right and then adjust from then on. For our daily budget, I usually recommend 50 euros for my clients, but anything over $1,000 should be fine. Now, start date and end date is very self-explanatory. You can just set that here according to your time zone and leave out budget scheduling and ad scheduling for now, because that basically just is way too advanced for beginners and it doesn't make a big difference in the beginning stages as well. What it essentially does is it increases your budget when the traffic is highest. Think of when somebody is going home from work, they're scrolling on their phone. That's when Meta might say, hey, there are more people on our platforms. Let's spend more money on those ads, right? And it's going to push it out to those people during that peak hour traffic time. Now, going for audience control, obviously you want to select the correct locations, which is definitely not China, because YouTube is blocked in China anyways. So you want to, for instance, you want to go to London, England, United Kingdom, and set the radius to your liking. So if your local business, around 10 miles should do the job and capture everything quite nicely. Now going down, you want to click on this button, reach more people that are likely to respond to your ads. What that essentially means is when somebody wants to visit your city, right? They don't necessarily live in your cities, but they want to visit your city because they're tourists. They also get shown your ads, right? So you want to make sure to click that. And moving down below, one important thing is you want to definitely leave on the Advantage Plus audience. It's already automatically left on, so you just don't touch that, because how Facebook works, it already knows who to target based on your ad creative. It just needs some time and let the algorithm figure it out. Now, today's technology is already so advanced that all these different things actually just have minimal improvement efforts. So make sure that you leave this on, because this enables Facebook to really target the people that want to see your ads. And the two things I want you to change is definitely gender and age. So for gender, we're obviously going to do women primarily, and age, I would say above 21 to 65, right? So once you got that saved, you can just save that right here. Perfect. And you have everything done on the ad set level. Now moving on to the ad creative level itself, you can give it any name, for instance, some generic name like Botox. Make sure that it's connected with your Facebook page as well as with your Instagram account. Well, that's really self-explanatory, right? And now you want to make sure that, on the right side, you see the previews themselves. Now it's a bit empty, but I'll show you later how it looks like. Right here, you want to create an instant form, which is important because, like I said, that really lets you capture your leads information such as phone number and email, so you can contact them yourselves, right? And that's very valuable information that you have paid money to acquire. So you go on, create a form, and I will just walk you through it. You can just title it any version 1 of the instant form. Now what you want to select right here is more volume, and you want to select optimize flexible form delivery. That's just going to adjust it so that Meta shows it and sometimes removes some basic elements to decrease the friction and make it easier for the leads to interact with your instant form. Going down, we will have the intro section where you can basically write a short headline, for instance, Botox 20% off, right? I'll just include something generic, and a quick description, which will be shown down the line. Now, after you have that set up, go down to questions, and here you want to be filling out, you want to really clarify what kind of data, right? What kind of information you want to capture in your lead. So you might say you want their email, right? That's already given. You want their phone number. So just go down to add category, and there you can have their phone number. So just add that in right now, and people enter your information here, and you will see that this is how the contact information looks like. People will fill out the email address, full name, and phone number. Okay, moving on, you have the privacy policy. So navigate to your privacy policy on your website and just paste the link in. If you don't have one, it's very simple to create one. Just Google or ChatGPT it. It will take you a maximum of 12 minutes. All right. So now that this is all set, you want to go to the next section. For the headline, you can just say, thanks, you're all set. You can visit our website. Visit our website for more information. And you can paste your link of your website now, and for call to action, just say visit website. Now, easy peasy as that, you created an instant form, and you're able to capture your prospects' information to contact them later on, such as their phone number, email, and other details you might want, right? So after that, you go down to the ad level and you submit a creative. What I want you to remember is do not, and I repeat, please do not select both of these buttons, because you want to make sure that there's no friction. So the first one just says require SMS verifications to submit form, but you want to make sure there's no friction at all and people can just type in all their information, right, without any problems. And submitting their SMS, that's like an additional step, and some people might not want to do it. So you have maybe a few leads that would just leave immediately because of this feature. So we don't want that, so leave that off, please. And follow up with leads, chat with leads from instant form. Now that really doesn't make any sense. I do not know why they have that feature, but what essentially does is it opens up a chat immediately on Messenger after they have created an instant form, right? But like, what's the point of creating a chat if you cannot instantly reach back to them? In this case, I would just suggest you to really either get an AI appointment setter, because technology has gotten to a really, really good phase where there are AI agents that really sound like humans and are able to book appointments as well as answer any questions, right? So you want to set up either an AI appointment setter or an AI receptionist that can call them directly after they filled out a form. Now you can try down our AI employee in the description below if you want to, right? And test it out for yourself, because it's going to blow your mind essentially, right? So what I want you to do is realize that if you have your leads filling out your information, they get contacted immediately, they would first of all be very surprised, because not a lot of people do that, right? And that would be a positive surprise, because like somebody is reaching out to figure out my problems, right? Hell yeah, I'm gonna buy from them. So this is very important. Leave that off and get yourself an AI employee. Now moving on, on the ad creative level, you can just add an image ad, right? A static, right? That like that. And remember what I told you, 95% of the performance depends on the creative itself. So make sure that it blows your customers' minds, right? It makes them stop scrolling immediately. Now, after that, I want you to take into account that you should leave everything in original, right? And also not click on this button, like leave it empty, because what it essentially does, it makes your, it cuts out a lot of portions of your ads, right? If you click on 9 to 16, so make sure that's on the original. And let's move on to the next section where you have your primary text. Now, this one is important. This is essentially the description of the ad, and you want to make sure that you really pay attention to the primary text. Now, and I don't want to touch upon this too much because I'll make another video about it, but what you want to make sure to do is that in the first line, if you have this right, you already got like 60% of the ad copy right? You want to make sure to call out your target audience, the people you're selling to. For instance, in this case, it's Scottsdale ladies, and make sure that you convey the value proposition, right? Get $830 off microneedling facial treatment this month. Now, people are gonna be immediately interested, right, if they are looking for an RF microneedling facial treatment. And here you want to convey in just bullet points, right, what are the main benefits, and just outline the target audience's dream outcomes. And make sure to include your phone number and a CTA at the bottom, and it's perfectly fine. Now, going to the most important point, I want you to deselect all these enhancements, right? Because what that's going to do is it's going to change your ad to however Facebook likes it. And we don't want Facebook to change everything we've done so far, because then we cannot control it and it's not good. So do not select any of these and move on to the next section. Now, you can write a short headline here. For instance, it's not going to matter that much because people usually focus on the primary text, right? Scottsdale ladies, a simple call out like that should suffice. Descriptions doesn't really matter because people don't read that. They just subconsciously block it out because, as you can see, right, it's just very, very small. You can just write some generic text here. It really doesn't matter. People don't read it. Right. Now, the call to action should be get offer. With that, you have basically set up an ad already, and just click on publish and you'll be set in stone. If you want more information on how to create ads, feel free to reach out. I'll be available 24/7. I love to talk to new people. And also check out the AI employee, because that's definitely going to give your business a massive advantage as one of the early adopters, right? With that said, have a great day.